Last week, we had an election in the United States that left a lot of people feeling despairing, angry, a sense that there was no place for them to go. And some people even felt a sense that we need to turn inward right now and just take care of myself and my family. And all those reactions are completely normal. It's completely understandable to have all these various feelings that feel just unbelievably overwhelming. Understandable. It just doesn't leave us a lot of places to go from. So, where do you go from here? One way to think about would be a story that I brought today, the story of Harriet Tubman. Now, Harriet Tubman, she was born a slave, and she was very unique in that she decided when it looked to be absolutely impossible that what she wanted was to be free. So she freed herself. She found a way to free herself. Then she went back and she freed others as her people, and she led them into the future, into freedom. And she did this by making the choice that she was going to be free and that she would get some help from her dreams.
Every dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Harriet Tubman.
Is it any wonder that dreams of the day and dreams of the night, there's two meanings for dreams? Well, for Harriet Tubman, her dreams of the day and dreams of the night were woven together beautifully, intricately, and she very much relied upon those night dreams.
These are the Ashanti people at a festival in what is now Ghana in 1817. Those who knew Harriet believed that she was descended from these people. What is not widely known is that it was her dreams that showed her the map to freedom. In the Ashanti language, to dream means to travel, and flying is a common experience within these dreams. Prior to her escape from slavery, she dreamed of flying over fields and towns and rivers and mountains, looking down upon them like a bird. She said after she came north that she dreamed of these very places as these had been seen in her dreams. And she had also seen people who would help her on her journey. And she saw these in her dreams. Her brothers and husband would not go with her. So what she did was she escaped alone with no money, guided by the North Star and by the aerial maps from her dreams. She walked by night and hid by day.
One day, she told her group that they needed to follow her into a river. Nobody could swim. However, she told them that if all they had to do was follow her into her pathway and there was a shallow point, and they could zigzag their way across that shallow point, and they would get to a place where there'd be someone that would help them, because she had seen this cabin in her dreams. So she told them, we just need to go there. They followed her, and there was indeed a family, a Black family, that helped them and gave them food and shelter. Had they continued in the way that they were going, they would have run into a whole posse of slave catchers. Fortunately for them, they followed Harriet's dream.
When Harriet was a young girl, an angry white man threw a 2-pound lead weight at another slave. Harriet was the one that got in the way, and it hit her in the head. The weight broke my skull, she said, and cut a piece of that shawl clean off and drove it into my head. They carried me to the house all bleeding and fainting. I had no bed, no place to lie down at all, and they laid me on the seat of the loom, and I stayed there all day and the next. From this head injury, she developed a condition where she would suddenly fall asleep. But there was a silver lining here. She'd always been a powerful dreamer. Her dreams of guidance, at this point, increased.
A few years ago, I had an amazing dream about a dark-skinned young girl in a very old-fashioned dress. I saw the color red. I heard the name Aramina. Aramina Rose. That was very interesting. Then I saw a young girl as I re-entered the dream, and the young girl had within her hand a rose, and she told me she visits dreamers from time to time and wanted to give me this. She placed the rose upon my forehead and then next to my heart, and then she was gone, and I just felt the name, Araminta, Araminta, Rose. A few weeks later, I was reading a history of dreamers, and I came upon the story of Harriet Tubman. And there in the historical record was the name of the person that kept her slave master. His last name was Ross. Also within the historical record was another name, Araminta, Araminta Ross. To me, Araminta Rose.
Remember that every great dream begins with the dreamer, who dreams of the world of future possibilities to create. Within you is that deep well of strength, imagination, and intuitive guidance to reach for the stars. As Harriet did, Araminta, to take the action you are shown, which can be right from your night dreams as well as the ones during the day. The map is in your dreams.